The first 3 habits, 1, 2, 3, is about strengthening the root of the tree. This is the character building, strengthening the root of the tree. And then 4, 5, 6, 7 is about the growth of the tree. How fertile is the tree? How healthy is the tree? What kind of fruits come out from the tree? So first, we need to make sure that the roots is strong. That's 1, 2, 3. There's a quote from this guy. Things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things that matter less. Yeah. We think it is a simple quote, but we will realize every day if we look back, actually, we allow ourselves to spend more time on things that matter less to us. So phone call. Habitually, when the phone call, even though you are in a meeting, you want to answer the call. Don't even know who's calling. You don't even know what he wants to talk about. That's things that matter less if you are in a meeting, if you are with somebody. Because things that matter most is to be a polite person, keep talking without being distracted. Things that matter less, when you're doing, focus on your work, somebody drop in. Mr. Arifin, hello, assalamualaikum, how are you? Sit down, 5 minutes gone on things that doesn't matter. Yeah. So these are the things that we allow ourselves to be distracted to things that doesn't really matter, not the most important things at any particular time. I'm not saying that meeting people is not important, because if there is a meeting people and it's part of your schedule for relationship building, for the future, relationship building is very important, very productive. We'll come to that. Imagine this. This is about rocks, pebbles, and sand. If you have a container and you put the sand first, and you put the small stone first, you will not be able to put all the big rocks because they've taken up the space. But if you put the big rock first, then the next bigger stones, the sand will find the space to go in. So in life, it's like that. It's about finding what are our big rocks. What is the big rock for you in engineering? What is the big rock for Mr. Dunia in finance, trying to support the company? What is the big rock for Mr. Abba? And then at home, it's the same. What is the big rock for you in your personal life, Mr. Satish? You need to identify this big rock, because the small one will fall into place. If you start filling your life with all the small things, you will not have the time or the energy to go after the big rocks, the most important things to you. Yes? Keep in mind this jar. If there's nothing else that you remember from this session, I would like you to remember the picture of these jars. Your big rock. What are those big rocks to you? And how you fill up the jar with the big rock first. If there's space, the small one will come in. But which one do we often do in reality? We put in the small one first, yeah? So, yes, sometimes we don't even have time to join Sheikh Hamdi in the mosque because we are so busy with the smaller rocks. Yeah? Yeah. These are all things for our own reflection, including me. It's a reminder to myself that I need to start looking into the big rocks. We are at different phase of our life. We are different age. Our needs are not the same. So the big rock may not be the same. My big rock probably is different from Yawar's big rock because of different phases in our life and different needs. Identify your own. It doesn't have to be the same with your friends. The same thing. If you try to pack up your back with the left style, you cannot fit too many things. But if you organize, you can do like the right-hand side picture, many things can go in. You can pack more into your life if you are able to organize your life a little bit, not random, not follow the flow, not wake up in the morning and come to work and wait for things to happen. But you already planned the previous day what you're going to do the next day. You already planned for the whole week. These are the big objectives I want to accomplish. And these are the activities that will help me achieve this objective for the whole week. It's even better. The more will be accomplished, you will feel more productive, more motivated. See this thing about emotion. Once you start feeling productive, you start feeling more motivated. Once you start feeling not productive, you will feel useless. And you demotivate yourself because you feel that you are not earning your salary correctly. But once you feel that you're earning your salary by doing as a productive employee, you feel good. Yeah, it's a natural thing. So the more productive you are, the more you give, the more you will receive. Natural law. Same thing here. Sometimes for me, I'm very, very, very bad at filing my documents. I was with the CEO the other day, and he said, Arifin, can we look into this authority matrix? I said, well, I have it on my laptop here, but probably I need 5 minutes to look for it. Yeah, because I'm not organized. I don't know how to organize like this kind of wardrobe. Whatever you want, you just go and take. I need to learn how to improve my e-filing so that I know when I need to see a document, I can take it within seconds. Within seconds. There is somebody who's good at this, sitting right back of the room. Farouk is excellent at this. It's amazing how he has done this. And he's always in my office, but I haven't learned from him yet on how to do it. This is one of the big rocks, Farouk, for me. So habit 3 in perspective is about reaping the reward of having the habit 1 and habit 2, making things happen effectively. Time management, as Satish say, and also life management. Yeah, doing the things, doing the right things, not only doing things right. Time management is doing things right. Life management is doing the right thing right. Yeah, it's a little bit different there. Leadership decide what are the big rocks. That is leadership. That is your personal leadership. Is deciding what are the big rocks for you. Management is putting first thing first, putting the big rock first into the jar, to be followed by the smaller one. Okay, so both, you need to have both leadership and management. Yeah, that is the message from this slide. What I'm sharing with you is not my creation. I'm only like you, a learner, somebody who learned from the others. It's only because I have a copy of this book and I've read it a few times. And for most of the habits, I've been practicing it in my personal life. So it has become a habit. So I'm like you. I have the privilege of being a little bit older, more time to have read this. So if you want to get hold of this book, it's available in the bookshop. Yeah, 7 Habits. Or you can Google. You can Google, say habit number 1. Things will come out and you can read. Habit number 2. That's another way to learn. To-do list. typical, our to-do list. How many of you use to-do list? Before you go to bed, then you said, tomorrow this is my to-do list. How many people use this to manage your time? Yawar use this. Mr. Dunia use this. We have this to-do list. I use this to-do list. Sometimes we do it the day before. Sometimes we do it in the morning. We come to the office and say, today I want to do this. Can you allow these people in? About what do you think about this to-do list? Any comment about the list itself? Any comment? General observation. Yes, Farooq? One is too many. Okay. Yes?
No priority.
No priority. Yes. Ad hoc. These are some observations. No priority is ad hoc. It's too many. Not according to priority. No schedules, but just a list of things to do. A mix of urgent, important, not urgent, not important. It's all there. A few items of this are because we have procrastinated. We have delayed it ourselves. So it become on our list as urgent. Like preparing monthly report. It's something that I have had a whole month to prepare, or at least a week, but suddenly it's due today. It become urgent. Yeah? Because I procrastinate, I delay, I waited. So these are the kind of thing that in self-reflection, you say you plan it properly so that you are not at the mercy of urgency. It become important, but it doesn't have to be urgent. Because if everything is left to the urgent, we are addicted to urgency. How many of us feel we can do better when under pressure? Yes. When under pressure, we can do better. I'm one of them. Sometimes I work until 12 at night because I waited. Tomorrow is a presentation on 3 habits. Last night, 1 o'clock, I was still working on the presentation because I waited. I'm addicted to urgent things. I'm addicted to urgency. It's not good for your own health. It's not good for you, because you will burn out. You feel stressed. You feel this, but we are addicted to it. We need to get out of that addiction so that we plan properly and it doesn't have to be urgent. It's important, have a proper schedule. Yeah. So this is about the big rock so that the small one can come. Otherwise, all these urgent things will start coming in. These are the same. These are the small things. And then there's another way. Who use calendar to schedule? Yes, calendar to schedule. James does this for me. These are meeting. James, where are you? Yeah, he's probably in the office doing the, yeah, you're here. So he put the calendar, these are many things for the week, for the day. So we go by this calendar schedule. What do you think about this calendar schedule? There is a schedule and a sense of time, but without identifying the values and priorities. Again, it's a schedule, there is a time to it, it's an improvement from to-do things, list of to-do, there's no time. Here we have time, so okay, an improvement. But you become a slave to the schedule. This is from James. He said, Arifin, you come here today, this is your schedule. And I said, yes, James, I'll go to this meeting. If I'm late, he said, Mr. Arifin, you have to be in that room. The meeting is starting now. So I follow the schedule. That happens sometimes without you realizing. The higher you go in the positions, the busier your calendar looks like. And you feel obliged to follow the schedule. Yeah? How often do you think the schedules on the calendar are focusing on the big rock, on the strategy? Or is it all on firefighting? We need people at processing plant, let's have a meeting today. How often have we spent our time to think about reducing the number of people requirement by doing automation so that we don't have to always fight fire to get people. Almost zero time. We are good firefighters here. If there's a reward for the company with the best firefighters, we can win because we are so good at firefighting. No problem that we cannot solve. We have some problem there, we send the whole troop. We solve the problem. 3 weeks later, we have the same problem. You know why? Because we didn't spend enough time to identify the root cause, to strategize, to make sure that we are error-proof in the future. How many of you are aware that we have Vision 2030 for NAQUA? Yes? What is the production target for Vision 2030? 250,000 tons, shrimp and fish. Today we are running at 50,000 tons shrimp, 10,000 tons fish, 60,000. At all levels, from the workers, cleaners to the CEO, are spending a lot of time on making sure that we meet these 50,000 ton and 10,000 ton targets at all levels, in me included. Mr. Nasir at the back, included. I cannot remember more than 2 meetings the management have spent in thinking, brainstorming, looking into how do we want to achieve the 250,000. Yeah, I'm saying this as a management team member. I'm self-criticizing myself, but this is the reality. We are so into the small sands, we forgot the big rocks. Yeah, because to move from 60,000 to 250,000, it doesn't happen because the year change, the month change, the year change, the CEO change. It doesn't happen like that. It happened because we look into the investment required, the funding. It happened because we look into what kind of government support we can leverage on. It happened because we look into the technical capabilities that is required to achieve 250,000. It happened because we have built the market requirements. We know where our 250,000 products will go to, who will be buying, in what kind of format. We know that, we visualize that as being proactive and beginning with the end in mind. If we cannot visualize what kind of capability do we need, where are we going to sell 250,000 ton? What kind of capital is required? What kind of capex? How many houses more? How many employees? Do you think we will achieve? Because it's another year? Because somebody else is doing the HR director's job? It will not. We do need to spend time focusing on it, visualizing it, and start doing first thing first on those big rocks. Then inshallah, we'll have a better chance of achieving it. This is true in our personal life too. It's true. At work or at home. We all say we want to go to Jannah as a Muslim. We all say that. We pray every day. Rabbana. We pray, right? The thing is that after we leave the mosque or the prayer sajadah, we do other things because we are not able to visualize really how do we want to spend our time. This is all happening with our family life. We say this is what we want to give to our children, but we focus more on ourselves, on the internet, even in the presence of the children. Something to think about. Efficiency and effectiveness, this is where we need to move from having a to-do list, from having a calendar, to considering effectiveness schedule. That means we know these are the things I want to achieve for the year. Put it there. This is the thing I want to achieve for the next quarter. These are the thing I want to achieve for next month and then next week. Have that big picture in front of you. And then start doing your scheduling to achieve those big picture. Yeah, it is illustrated here in this book. So they're like this. Yeah. So they have this big picture on the right column and the left column here, and the schedule is supporting the big picture. It's not the other way around. It's not just a schedule and hoping that we will achieve the big picture. Yeah. So this is a good illustration. If you want to make a copy of this, we can make a copy of this as a template to you. Now, we are familiar with this. Who has seen this before? Time management courses? The 4 quadrant. Yeah. Then urgent, important is quadrant 1. Not urgent, important, quadrant 2. Urgent, not important, quadrant 3. And not urgent, not important, quadrant 4. Where do you think most of us are? In which quadrant? Really? Maybe one. Wait, one. Crisis. Pressing problem. Last minute deadlines. Yes. Unforeseen events. Yes. Emergency meetings. Most of us are in this quadrant 1. God forbid, maybe sometimes we all slip into quadrant 4. Trivial work, avoidance, time wasters, internet, gossip. Sometimes we are only human. We go into quadrant 4 without realizing it. And sometimes we say it's urgent. We think that everything urgent is important. And we go into quadrant 3 because we think everything that is urgent is important, like phone calls. Quadrant 3. The most productive is quadrant 2. To do the important things that doesn't necessarily are urgent. The rule says, if you are in quadrant 1, the effort and time you put, if you put 10% effort and time, you get 10% results. That's quadrant 1. Quadrant 3, you put 10% effort and time, you sometimes get 5% results or 2% results, but less than the effort and the time you put in, because a few of those are not really important. Quadrant 4, no matter how much effort you put in and time you spend on quadrant 4, you get 0 results because they are all time wasters. Quadrant 1, you put in 10% effort, sometimes you get 100% results or even 300% results. This is the one that I'm talking about, moving from 60,000 metric ton to 250,000 metric ton. This is quadrant 2. What we need to do, ladies, no ladies here, gentlemen, and ladies probably in the Zoom, is to shrink our quadrant 1, to reduce to very minimal quadrant 3 and 4, to move away from this quadrant and to increase activities in quadrant 2. This one. These are the effective way to spend our time at work or in personal life. So if we go back to our list of to do and try to fit in, this is what we can do as an exercise for ourselves. So these are my list to do. And then this, I try to put it here and say, oh my God, I visit Bacala sometimes not knowing what to buy, but I just go there because I feel like I like to go Bacala and hoping that I find somebody I need to buy. Why? It's difficult. It happened to me before. I drove because I said, okay, I want to get out of the house, let's look back. Walk around, pick an ice cream and go out. Yeah. Reply to all emails. Nothing to do. Look at all emails. Oh, this one from Mr. Nasir 3 weeks ago. He didn't even follow up. But let's reply anyway. Thank you for your email, Mr. Nasir. Now I've got time to look at it. Is there anything that you need from me? He didn't even follow up. It's not even important to me. He didn't have anything to do, so he sent me an email. Yeah. So this is we need to move these things more together. Like within recruitment agencies, it is for the future. It's strategy. Doing resignation analysis so that we understand why people resign. We can take proactive action. These are quadrant 2. Book a vacation. Yeah, sometimes you can go there if it is improving your quality of life with your family. It's there because this is building relationship. But if it's not for that reason, do it in your own time at home, not at the office. So my point is, when you have the to-do list, it's good exercise to just post it into this 4 quadrant and see where are the activities mostly fit in, and try to improve on activities so that you feel more of quadrant 2. You know? Sorry? Because it's for relationship. It's definitely 2 for me. Based on my values and principle, it's a 2 for me. Yeah? Wife is happy, life is happy. Yeah. So quadrant 2, effective personal management. That is our target, to increase as big as possible the quadrant 2. Result of these activities. Quadrant 1, urgent and important thing, you will be overwhelmed with activities. You'll be busy. You'll be tired. You'll be stressed. Never ending. You finish it today, tomorrow you come back. Another thing, because it's crisis. If we are in this circle, at the end of the day, we'll be very tired every day. Yeah. In 2017 and 18, I think most of you were in this quadrant. When a certain CEO was here, you were here. You were burnt out. Because you're not running your life as you see what is important. You're in fear that you'll be fired because you don't do certain things that you are supposed to do. What I'm saying is that we need to move away from this cycle. We need to go and do important things. Quadrant 2, you focus on the opportunities. You focus on what is the big opportunity. 250,000 tons, that is a huge opportunity that should motivate all of us. Quadrant 3 is deceptive because certain things have the appearance of being important just because they are urgent. Quadrant 3 and 4 is the danger zone. We need to stay out of this. We have a term in the book, they call quadrant 1 as the procrastinator. People who like to delay doing things until the last minute because we are so addicted to urgent things. We feel so important we can finish urgent matters. Quadrant 2 is the prioritizer. Exactly know what is important. Quadrant 3 is the yes man. Yes, anything you want, we do it. Yeah. Quadrant 4 is the slacker, time waster, slacker, non-performer. So this is the name that Dr. Stephen Covey has called this quadrant. Of course, we want to be the green to make it as big as possible. Time management is only half of habit 3. The other one is to overcome fear and peer pressure. To move, to be able to feel comfortable to move away from your comfort zone, to go into the opportunity zone. This is a risk, but this is what where the opportunities are. Sometimes we keep doing the same thing that we have been doing for many years without really analyzing whether it will give the new results that we are expecting. I have a classic case. When I first joined the company in 2009, one head of department came to me. He said, you know, Mr. Arifin, I've been asked to do this monthly report by my director, and I keep doing it. But I got the feeling that he never looked at my report, but I spend a lot of time doing it. Then we say, okay, let's test whether he actually looked at it or not. You just change the mind. Don't change anything inside. He did it for 3 months. He just changed the mind. The same content. Nothing happened. What does it prove? The director didn't actually read the report. So this is sometimes we have the what the management book called, if you have heard it before, no offense to anyone, they call it the sacred cows. Yeah? Because we've been doing it, we continue to do it. New things keep coming, but we keep doing the old things. What we are saying is that in effective time management is to reflect. In taking new things, some of the old things need to go so that we have time for the quadrant 2. Yeah? Don't keep doing out of habit. Sometimes it's difficult to say no. We all come from a culture to please others, to make others happy. So it's easier to say yes. The challenge from the book is not the willpower so much only, it's also the won't power. Yes, I do. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. So, you know, before the end of the day, you have collected 10 new commitments. Without realizing many of those are not in line with your own priorities. Because we don't know how to say no. Even if we know, we don't want to be impolite, we don't want to be rude, we want to be seen as a team player. So we say yes to everything. Sometimes we need to learn how to say no. Politely, positively. We can say no positively. Yeah? Because if you are guided by your principles and values and your mission statement, you can say no. You can refer back, the priority that I'm given by my boss is this. I'm sorry, sir, this is not in line with this priority. I would like to, but I'm not able to accept this new project assignment. Try. Get out of your comfort zone. Try take that risk. Say something like that. Shock the person. He'll probably copy your style tomorrow. You say the same thing to somebody else. Yeah? So we need to start spreading the good habits, the productive habits, the effective habits, not propagating what we have been used to, because that is the way we are. Start changing the way we do things. There's a lot of theories here. You can have a copy of this presentation, so we don't have to go into the detail of it. So it says to go into quadrant 2, this can help you by considering these 6 factors. That is coherent with your personal mission. There is a balance between all aspects of your life, personal, spiritual, professional, financial. It's balanced. Yeah. Quadrant 2 focus on the example template I showed you. What are the big rocks and then the activities to achieve that? The people I mentioned, the flexibility. Need to be able to be flexible. Sometimes schedule change and portability. So these are the planning tool that is suggested in the book. How to get more activities into quadrant 2. So for the long term, you need to be guided by a mission statement. by your roles related to the missions, higher level mission statement, and the goals, the KPI. We have just completed the KPI exercise. That will be the way to do it. And then weekly, you put the roles, the goals, and the plans. And an important word here, delegating. You have schedule, but you also need to learn how to delegate. There's two ways of delegating. One way is to say, Ahsan, I say Ahsan, but Ahsan. Ahsan is a slang. Americans. Ahsan, go do this. This is how I want you to do this. After a week, I want you to come and report that you have done this. When you finish it, I'll ask you to do something else. That's one way of delegating. How does Ahsan feel about that? Not very empowered, because I also tell him how to do things. And I tell him, just go and do it. When he finishes it, I'll give another one. What I didn't do, I didn't distract him why I want him to do that. I didn't share with him the bigger picture. I didn't share with him the house that I want to build, and he's going to build the pillar for the house. He doesn't have the vision. He just knows the task. Another way of delegating is to say, Ibrahim, we want to achieve, instead of 300 tons per day in processing plant, we want to go really 800 tons per day. And we want to do that with 30% less people. Come back with a proposal on how we can achieve those things. I didn't tell him how to do it. I just described the vision. And he has the freedom to go and do the analysis and the proposal, and I'll review only the proposal. That is the type of delegating that will motivate people, that will let people grow. Yeah. So they call the first type as gopher delegation. Some book spell gopher as G-O-F-E-R. Some book spell it G-O-P-H-E-R. Delegating by giving commands and so on and so forth. No sharing of bigger picture. That is the type of delegation that we want to try to do less of. What we want to do more of is this type of stewardship delegation, where we trust that the person will be able to do wonderful things, being creative and coming up with the way to do it. Yeah. So in summary, after nearly an hour, put first thing first, we talk about organizing. We talk about it helps us to execute our habit number 1 and number 2. I hope it just is left to go after quadrant 2 activity, not quadrant 4 or quadrant 3. See, sometimes you get pulled out from what you think is important because, yeah, he's back. Was it the quadrant 3 and 4 activity that you left us? Or quadrant 2? Never mind. Yeah, okay. And the purpose. We talk about this purpose. We talk about values and principles centered. We talk about priorities. People say this right in the beginning about the to-do list. There was no priorities. So, my last slide, and then I'll open this to questions, clarifications, comments. What are your bigger rocks? Identify your bigger rocks and fill your life with what matters most in your personal life or in your professional life. Have the courage to move out from the comfort zone of saying yes to everything. Have the courage to also question whether it's in line with your professional objectives, your department objectives. Question those things. If it doesn't help to the bigger picture achievement of NAQUA, maybe it's not so important that you should spend your time into it. Question.